Hey, I'm Mark Gilfix. I'm a partner at Gilfix La Poll Associates. We're an estate planning firm based here in the Bay Area in California. And we work with thousands of families ranging from hardworking middle-class families all the way up to the ultra-high net worth. And we've learned a lot along the way. And one area that I want to talk about is how sophisticated parents help their kids in win-win ways around like real estate and houses. So it's no secret that in most of the country, housing is crazily expensive, that it's really hard for young families and people just starting out to be able to afford decent homes in many communities, certainly in the Bay Area, in Southern California, along the coast of California. It's brutal, right, to afford houses unless you have a really high paying job, or unless you can get family help. So what are the right and the wrong ways that parents can help their kids out with real estate? So again, this is, I think, probably the most common way that we see our clients helping their children. And there are good ways to do it and bad ways. So when you help a child out with the down payment or with real estate, it's often help with the down payment. That's a very common step that parents take. There are good and bad ways to do this. First, you have to be aware of your child's situation. Are they married? Are they single? Are they in a long-term relationship? Just know, so if the unsophisticated way of doing it is you say, well, you want to buy this $1 million place. I want to help you with a 10% down payment. I'm going to give you $100,000. And then you, son or daughter, you buy the property that way. You can do that. The problem there is, if they're in a relationship or if they're married, you gave them that gift, but if they don't really know what they're doing, they might just simply take title as community property, as joint owners with their significant other. That could be okay, but what if they get divorced? If they get divorced, a big chunk of what you helped out with could be lost to their ex-spouse. What's a better way of doing it? You can create a trust for your child. We create a lot of family protection trusts, generically known as dynasty trusts. You use the trust to purchase part of the house with your child. So you put $100,000 in the trust makes the down payment, 10% of the house is held in the trust, and your child can finance the rest with their significant other, however they want to do it. That way, at least you know that if your child has a divorce or splits up with their significant other, what you helped out with will stay on your side of the family. And if you create the right kind of trust, you can also provide protection against lawsuits and against future estate taxes. And you need to make sure that your child also has a living trust at the very least. You don't want to just have them take title in their name, or it could be stuck in the courts if something happens to them. So we see a lot of sophisticated families doing it. Create the trust, fund the trust, and buy the house. Another way to do it, by the way, is mom and dad simply go on title with their kids. Maybe they put the 10% down, they're on title with their kids, and then they transfer their share of ownership into the trust later. Sometimes it's a little bit easier. If mom and dad just take title with their kids, banks understand it more, there's less confusion, and then mom and dad would make a gift to a trust for their child rather than their child directly. So that's another way to do it. You have to be aware of gift tax implications. Any gift beyond $18,000 per person per year is taxable. That means it goes against your lifetime estate and gift tax exemption. Currently, you can give up to $13.61 million to your kids per person without any estate or gift tax exposure. That's only for gifts beyond $18,000 a year. So if you give away more than $18,000 as part of that down payment, you have to report, and you transfer either to a trust or to your child directly. You have to file a gift tax return and let the IRS know, hey, I just used up $100,000 of my $13.61 million lifetime exemption. Important to file that gift tax return, but that might be the only thing you have to do. Another wrong way that parents do this is mom and dad go on title with a kid and just stay on title. And if mom and dad stay on title over the long term, they could be at risk. If mom and dad are sued, their share of the home could be exposed, or if the kids are sued and mom and dad are entitled, they might get pulled into a lawsuit. So we generally want to keep it clean when we can, but there are wonderful ways to help children. And I think helping with housing is one of the best ways that families who can afford it really help out the next generation. But there are good and bad ways to do it. If you have questions about this, contact us. Let us know. Have you done this in the past? Does this confuse you? Does this make sense? Like, comment, subscribe. But it's such a wonderful thing when parents can help out their kids who are just getting started out with their own condo or house as they're building their own families. Stay tuned for more.